Throughout the course of human history, a defining constant that has plagued society is the desire for the acquisition of power. From Augustus to Khan, to all the Louis and the Trump, kings and leaders have always existed for either the benefit or perhaps the detriment of society. But for one ruler in China during the 20th century, his remembrance in history is undoubtedly messy. From the Great Leap Forward to the Cultural Revolution and a slight conflict regarding birds, Mao Zedong was a leader with great power who had irreversibly negative effects on the state of China in the past and today. However, it was once said by Niccolo Machiavelli that the first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. And while there have been famous actors, fruitful billionaires, incredible athletes, and downright artistic geniuses, Mao's effect is most accurately portrayed in the life of a modest man who came from poverty and is now living comfortably in the US today. My father, Guo Shihong, was born in 1968 into an extremely poor family in rural Shanxi, China. There, he lived with his parents and 3 siblings in a yaodong, or what is essentially a cave house. When he was 6, he emigrated to the city of Taiyuan, the capital of Shanxi, living inside a cramped apartment and even having to share the same bathroom with 5 other families. It would be here that he lived up until he moved out to attend university. Until the end of the Cultural Revolution, his parents got by paycheck to paycheck, oftentimes not being able to get food on the table for a family of 6, and not being able to experience the revolutionary technological advancements of his day. Thus, Shihong made it his everyday plan to study hard in school with the utmost focus on becoming wealthy later in life. In high school, as a result of the open door policy, he would be educated in many of the arts, sciences, and humanities, topics that were normally shied away from during the Cultural Revolution. It would be in high school when he first learned of Western culture and democracy. Finally, one day, his aspirations came true when a letter came in the mail revealing his acceptance into Tsinghua University, one of the most prestigious schools in China. But the most important event that my dad experienced was the 1989 Tiananmen Square protest. While still a student at Tsinghua, he had participated in the protest because of its pro-democratic nature. While he wasn't present on June 4th, 1989, the day of the Tiananmen Square massacre, he still remembers the experiences of those who were, in their powerful and brave struggle against the ruthless Chinese Communist Party. Mao's acts in establishing a communist state defiantly persisted throughout the many pro-democratic demonstrations of the late 20th century. It is worth noting that today, the CCP still exists and remains the reigning and only dominant political power in China. An interesting feature about Chinese names is that they are mostly one of a kind for the purpose of differentiating people and because of the sheer amount of Chinese characters that exist. So while Henry is the name that I will most likely be referred to throughout the rest of my life, there are already thousands of Henry Guos, and even more Henrys in general. Guo Zhongxiang is a name that was given to me by my grandfather, who supposedly spent months dwelling on the correct combination of characters to produce the meaning he wanted. To break it down, Guo is my family's surname, Zhong means to accumulate, and Xiang means prosperity. So yeah, that's about it.